Hey Ray, doing good, man. How you doing? This week's been all right. A lot of running around, as usual. How's the music coming through? Is it coming through all right? I'm playing it on the other computer, so it doesn't slow down the stream on the other PC. Nice. Yeah, man. Commissions take forever. Sometimes you feel like you're undercharged a bit, you know, and then at the end you're like, man, that was a lot of work. All right, that's good. I gotta minimize one of the windows here. Oh man, I lost that chat. DC trip was awesome. Um, Not on my wallet, but it was fun. You would think for a place with a bunch of free museums, it wouldn't cost so much, but man, it was an expensive trip. Yeah, and this was pretty much the summer trip for the girls because there's going to be so much going on this summer that I don't think we're going to be able to really get away. So it wasn't too bad if you look at it that way. Oh, I feel like I gotta sneeze, but it's not coming out. I hate when that happens when I'm trying to draw, because then I can't see it. Come out, hang out in my neck with. Well, I was planning to go to Florida because you know, you live down there now, and a friend of mine from back then moved down there, and she invited the family down, and they live right in Orlando. I honestly don't think I can really spend any more with all the shows and stuff coming up. And at 1,000 subscribers, I'm planning to revamp the channel a little bit, so that's probably going to take a lot of resources. Yeah, man, it's tough. Because you know, traveling is not cheap. Uh, Gas alone was crazy. It felt like every state we kept dropping uh, towards DC, the gas just kept getting more expensive. I can't complain about New York gas anymore. I'm working on a Kickstarter campaign video for someone. When it goes live, you'll know why the lack of... Yeah, no worries. I definitely want to check it out. Yeah, Kickstarter's rough. You really gotta put a lot into it. And sometimes you don't reap the rewards. Like if your campaign doesn't hit the amount it needs. So this is going to be a NWO piece with Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, and then I'm going to put Eric Bischoff at the bottom, kind of doing this like back, you know, the WCW days. I felt like everybody watched wrestling during this era. Everybody knows who these guys are. Jakin, what's going on, man? Thanks for coming on. Just drawing Scott Hall and Kevin Nash, because they're going to be at a convention that I'm going to in 3 weeks. It's called Nickel City Con. My son hurt my heart today. He doesn't know what Skynet is. Oh, man. You got to get on that. One of the greatest movies ever made. It really... That movie never gets old. I can watch it over and over, and Well, it depends who you talk to. I personally don't have a problem with Kevin Nash. I like him. But, you know, I do listen to a lot of wrestling sheets and stuff. And you hear these horror stories. I gotta fix this real quick. This thumb does not look right. It's a little too big now. That looks a little bit better. Did I not do all black? Huh. That is so weird. I might have to touch that up then. Where's my paint bucket? Oh, man. I guess that's gonna have to do. I thought I did complete black. I'm not saying he's a great guy, but he was a staples for... Yeah, for sure. I got what you were saying. It just, you know, I don't think he's as well liked as he likes to think, you know. But when you're that big in the wrestling industry, I guess it's not a big deal. This is Sketchbook Pro. It's just because of the OBS that I'm using. It's got the page pulled up in a separate window, so you can't see any of the tools I'm using, which kind of sucks, but at least you guys can see what I'm drawing. What do you think about the Styles versus Rollins match at Money in the Bank? After WrestleMania, I really haven't had any time to watch, so I didn't know that was going on. But Styles is probably the best wrestler in wrestling right now, so I guess anything with him is good. And he makes like subpar wrestlers look really good. Like, he even made a Jinder Mahal match worth watching. This is the downfall of drawing on the PCs. I don't see as much as I would normally see. So I miss spots. He made Baron Corbin look good. Yeah, that's true. Like, he honestly makes a lot of people look really good. You know, and Baron Corbin's not a bad wrestler. He's just annoying. Yeah, after Mania, I usually get a little burnout from wrestling, so then I'll take a couple weeks, probably after the next pay-per-view, just to kind of cool off, because WrestleMania is, I think it was like 8 hours this year. It's like a little too much. You think he's good on the mic too? I don't think he's that good on the mic. Let's hope that black stays there. Alright, brother, we'll back to work for me. I need to learn some more VFX for this video before I start primary shooting. Have a good night, brother. I'll hit you up on Facebook later. No worries, Ray. Thanks for coming on. You can come on for a quick second or stay on the whole stream. It means the world to me that you guys take the time to just come on and chill out while I draw here. I would have more videos up, but ever since the last 2 shows, I've been swamped with commissions. So it's just knocking out those small commissions has been really rough, as far as time wise. Nah, I think Baron Corbin is just bad in general. He's like Bizarro Roman Reigns, whereas he's a heel getting pushed down our throats. Yeah, like I said, right now it's been kind of crazy, but you know, whenever is a good time, I'll let you know. Oh, what was that? It came out of nowhere. The ruler tool just came out of nowhere. Yeah, coloring is nice and is a pain at the same time. Yeah, and that's the thing. You can't replace Chris Jericho. He's like The Rock and Stone Cold as far as you can never have another Jericho. You can never have another Chris Benoit. You can never have another Eddie Guerrero. They were that good. And I don't like it when they're trying to you know, mimic stuff from before. Just try something new. It's not that hard. See, I gotta soften up this this area here, and now I completely screwed it up. Oh well, it's all trial and error. That's really what coloring is trial and error. See what works. You can tell these guys tan because in my reference photo, they have almost the exact same skin tone. Let me know if the music sounds muffled, because I can switch the music to the desktop and it'll just play right on the stream. It's playing on this computer to the left of me, and you know, sometimes this this microphone is not going to pick it up entirely. So I might need more picks done if you're interested. Yeah, for sure. Right now it's just tough because, like I was telling Ray in the chat, this is the time of year where I'm doing a lot more conventions. So I don't necessarily have a lot of free time. Like this is for a convention. That's why I haven't done another stream like that one where, you know, I did you guys in the chat as avatars. That was a fun stream, but I just can't do something like that right now. I still want to feature other artists. I have some footage saved up for that. It's just editing it is kind of a pain because I have to use 3 different computers to edit. I record part of it on my phone, and then I record part of it with this camera, and then the webcam, and then I do the OBS, and then I have to transfer all of that stuff to my editing computer. I kind of wish I had all one place to put everything. But it's going to be really cool to finally meet these guys. I met DDP 2 years ago at the same show, so... And that's where I met Jake the Snake. The show brings in like a nice mixture of guests. No worries, I have to work on my first paycheck anyway. That'll be the 15th. Shoot me. Yeah, that's a long time to wait. May 15th? Wow. Well, are you good with making channel banners and stuff like that? Because we could always work out some sort of trade too. Yeah, DDP was super nice. Yeah. I became really good friends with Jim Neidhart too before he passed away. And Snitsky, the wrestler. Yeah, they're all, out of all the celebrities I've met, like, I feel like wrestlers are the nicest. There are some bad eggs, but most of the wrestlers I have met have been super, super nice. Like Jeff Hardy and Matt Hardy, when I met them, they were super nice. Matt Hardy actually signed my guitar for my birthday. It was my 25th birthday, and I'm 33 now. How time flies. Yeah. That's how I met him. DDP was at this convention and he brought Jake the Snake with him, and they were promoting DDP yoga. Jeff Hardy is still one of my favorite wrestlers. Just the stuff that he does, even with all of his injuries and stuff, it's very, very inspiring. Because I have a lot of injuries and I've been hurt a lot, and just to see somebody still go out there and do what they love. Skin tone is one of the hardest things to get right. Because on the stream preview, they look a lot more orange, and on here it looks like normal skin. But I can always do a color adjust. And now I'm just smoothing out the values here, so it doesn't look like it looks more painted than digital paint. That's what the blending tool is really good for, is to give it that realistic paint look that you don't normally get on a computer. That's the difference between raster and vector. I'm getting all technical here, because vector is very line based, and raster is more free form. A good way I like to put it is games are usually made in a vector field, and then the sprites, at least back then, sprites were raster. So it's like two different environments. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to color Kevin Nash's hair separately over the line drawing, and then I'm going to, let me turn some light on. I look kind of dark there. And then color Kevin Nash's hair over the line art, and then add some values to the shirt, and then I have to put the Outsiders logo over it. So I'm going to use this brush, probably up the intensity a little bit. And he looks like he has like blondish brown hair, so I'll start with a base. And so that way, whatever I screw up on this layer, it's not going to screw up the line art or the skin tone. It's on a separate, completely separate layer. And I need to up the intensity a little bit. There we go. It's still not... And this is where I have to be careful, because you don't want to draw over parts that are supposed to be... not supposed to be drawn over. I lucked out because the reference photo I used, they have these sunglasses on, and drawing someone's eyes can be tricky, because one little thing off and it doesn't look like that person anymore. Scott Hall's hair I don't really have to touch. Yeah, I'm unaware of the terms, but I believe... Hey man, I like to educate while I draw too. Don't want to confuse you. So I want to make sure I cover enough of the line art here. So that way it actually looks like his hair. I think it looks pretty good. Might have to touch this in a little bit. turn this light off. You know, the one thing I haven't been turning on lately is this bad boy. This gives it a really cool effect in the background. Oh, wrong side. Turn on. Give me a second here. Oh no! Controller's missing. Normally there's a controller here on this, and that should have flickered. It's not flickering now. I hope it didn't break. I have a mess here. Yeah, I never took CAD. I never took CAD. Son of a witch just lost. I lose everything in this room because it's so compact. Yeah, this is my Super Nintendo box. It has my SNES carts in it. And I have a little Super Nintendo bag. Which probably needs to be washed. And now that's gonna bug me. Oh well. I'll look for it later. It should be on the desk, but when I went to one of my convention trips, my daughter was using my office to do a project, so alright, so now what I'll do is duplicate this layer to increase the intensity of the color. And so he kind of already has kind of wavy hair, so it's just making sure everything looks natural. So for that you can actually make the brush smaller and just kind of and then that way you're not necessarily going over the line art. Can't stay tonight, but sledgehammer that like button and sharing to Twitter. You are awesome, my friend. Hey, thank you so much. ATJH Travels. That Niagara Falls video is pretty good. I love Niagara Falls. Thank you so much. I know you can't stay, but like I told Ray earlier, I appreciate if you're here for a second or if you're here for the whole stream. You guys are like my second family on here. So he has a couple grays in his hair too. So this is going to be a really a big work in progress because the show's in 3 weeks. So as long as I can get this done within 2 weeks, so I can get it off to the printers and kind of not have to worry about it too much. So I'm working on it in between commissions. waiting on an approval for the commission I'm working on right now. What's funny is I found out some cool trivia that Shawn Michaels was actually supposed to go to WCW with the Outsiders. How funny history would have been if Shawn Michaels would have been in WCW. Alright, so now I can touch it up. I still gotta throw a couple more colors in there, maybe a gold. And then you can even go in with a pencil tool to give it the finer touches. And a little bit of brown. I'll use the airbrush. That's a really dark brown, his hair. I'll put the camera down a little bit so you guys can see the actual tablet. Where's my color swatch? Color swatch. Color swatch. And then a little bit of gray, not too much gray. There is some in his hair. Not a lot, but just a little bit. There is some on his goatee, but I'm gonna add that on a different layer. So now we can go in with the blending tool again. I'm gonna raise the intensity and then start smoothing everything out. So now I'm going to try to match a color here. It's like a blonde yellow, but I don't want it too yellow. Just give it a little bit of definition. And see, I just noticed that the glasses are a little off, so I gotta fix that. That's what's nice about when you color, you can pick up a lot of mistakes. There we go. Much better. Sometimes you make mistakes and you don't realize it until later. I'm gonna fix this goatee. Alright, now I can go back to the hair. Yeah, hair is one of the most annoying things to color. And then add these little touches in here, the roots of the hair. It kind of looks like Christian now. That's maybe I need to go a little bit darker. Nope, not black. That's still not dark enough. See, that's black. Is it still not picking up the actual drawing table? Let me move that down a little bit. Yeah, right? Without the goatee. Without the goatee, like a really bulked up Christian. Once I put the goatee in, it'll look like him again. All he needs is the mesh shirt and Gangrel in the background. See, these pencil marks, you can actually smooth them out like this. And it gives it a more natural hair look. I'll zoom in a little bit. It actually might be easier on my eyes, not looking from far away. Didn't have a goatee. No, Christian had like a, hey Sierra. Christian had like a chin strap. That's why it looks like him here. He didn't have a full-on goatee. I think when he was like Captain Charisma, he did, but at that point he had short hair. I hope the camera angle now you can actually see what I'm drawing on. Let me move that swatch down here, because it is a darker brown. I want to keep that one. And I got to make the pencil just a little bit bigger. There we go. Oh, thank you, Sierra. Yeah, this is actually a wrestler. His name is Kevin Nash. And then that's Scott Hall next to him. What I did is I did the line work, and now I'm putting the detail in. Yeah, see, don't worry, I make that mistake too. Wrestling is just one big amalgamation. All these different eras. As a kid, you never thought that these eras would ever go away. So what I essentially could do here is I can do what's called a multiply layer. So it makes it look like there's more volume to his hair, but that gets really confusing for me, at least, keeping the layers somewhat organized. Alright, now I can fix that goatee. So his goatee is like... Thank you. I'm still not happy with it, but then again, I'm never really happy with the way stuff looks. Oh, wrong color. See, it's like a dark brown. So with the pencil, I'm just gonna... And then he has a couple grays in there. And then I still need to add the color to the lips, which I'm trying to keep separate, because I'm noticing if I keep the layers separate, it makes it easier for me. And that's why I don't want to do the multiply layer, because then I get so thrown off. There we go. Now it's starting to look like Kevin Nash again. And put a little white hairs in there. Oh, too big. Thin that pencil out. There we go. It gets frustrating because when you draw in real life, it is never this complicated. It's just all one layer. You have to think about it in a three-dimensional plane, but you don't. Here it's like you have to overthink things a little too much. Just fixing this blend here. Now that I got closer, I can see a couple more imperfections. Because when it gets printed, you want it to look as painted as possible. If it doesn't, then it just makes me mad. And I'm like the Hulk. You don't see the Hulk when he's mad. Oh man, it put it all in the hair layer. At least now it looks like Kevin Nash again. So now what I can do is on that same color layer, just make one above it, and then we're gonna do the lips, and they're like a peach. It's a little softer. There we go. It's a little darker. And now I can go even darker, kind of throw those highlights in there with a little bit of red. And because I'm coloring it under the line layer, I don't have to really worry about it as much. And then just to manly it up a little bit. Your art is so perfect. I can watch this all day. Oh, thank you, Sierra. You can get as good. You'll probably get better than me. Like I tell all my students, it's just practice. That's all it is. But thank you so much for that. Hey, Dorito. Thank you for that. Smash the like button. I gotta soften it up a little bit, so I'm gonna use the airbrush tool for this. Airbrush is nice if you just want to get a soft color in there. You don't want it to be overpowering. And I'm gonna do the same on these lips here. And then just a little bit darker here. Just a little bit. And then put a little red on the top lip. Can't put the red on the bottom lip or else it'll start looking like lipstick. We don't want Kevin Nash to have lipstick. Stick people is how you get started. When I sketch stuff, I start off with a stick. You know, and then I start adding the meat and the detail. So you're in the right direction. Alright, so now the facial hair, I did those details. I'm going to put just a little bit more facial hair. Because he has a really thick beard. I'm going to go with straight white. And then just touch up these little parts here. And then even add a little bit more detail here in the bottom. And then bridge the what's that called here? The peach fuzz, or it keeps unliking the video. Oh, see, Sierra, I suck at landscapes, so you got me. It's okay. Unlike and like pretty much the same thing in the algorithm, so. I can't see if you like it or not like it because I use Restream. So their ingest server is a little different. I can see the chat on there, and then I can see the stream health, but that's about all I can see on my end. Alright, so Kevin Nash is almost done. This hand here is really bugging me though, so I'm probably going to touch that up a bit. Just soften the colors up. So this is what I was talking about. I just need to soften up a bit because it's like really bugging me. And then here there's still some. Get over there. Just softening the hand up. There we go. There we go. I feel much better about that. And then that pink that I just put in, just blend it into the skin, give it more of a naturalistic tone. That happened, not unliking it, it undoes the like as if I didn't do it. Oh, don't worry about it, Jakin. That happened to me once when I was liking someone's video. That is strange. Thought I was the only one having that issue. I have that issue more on mobile and on Facebook. People will leave me tags, and even my wife said, like, you never like any of my posts, and I was like, I like it all the time. I don't understand why it's not showing up as that I like it. I'll buy that for $1. So what I can add here is a couple more shades to kind of bring out this lighter skin tone. You're on mobile? Yeah, so maybe that's what it is. Maybe it's just the mobile portion of it being a pain. Alright. So that is done. Now we can work on Scott Hall. Scott Hall has been a little bit harder because the picture is not that big. I wish I could share this other screen with you guys so you can see how it's not a very big picture to begin with. But I'm going to try to smooth this out as much as possible. And everybody on DLive, thank you so much for coming on. It looks like I have one watcher on DLive. Yeah, right? She never believes me. Let me put the camera up a little bit. Let's see. There we go. So I can add some of that softing pink that I just added on Kevin Nash on this side. And I gotta fix that too. I left some black in there. There we go. So I'm gonna take that same pink, lighten it up just a little, and just go in there and just add it to these parts here. It'll be a good mid-tone between the lighter skin, and it just looks more realistic. Even though I'm not going for realism, I just wanted like a portrait style. Because obviously this is not my style. My style is more fantasy, monsters, turtles. But now I can go in a little bit darker too, so I can go even darker here on the sides. And even darken the ear up. Which, I missed the spot! You don't see it until you go dark. And I missed another spot here in the ear. You don't catch these things until you start adding the darker tones. And then the nose. So this part of the nose here should just be a tad bit darker. It looks like it's professionally taken photos, so there's a really heavy light source, which is probably those lamps where photographers use. And now it looks a little bit more, I mean, not super realistic, but it looks a little bit more real. I'm catching all these little spots that I missed. Why can't I color over that? Oh, it was locked. Unlock. Unlock. Very detailed. Thank you. This is honestly the most tedious part, is making sure that these parts look realistic. So I softened that up just enough now. So I feel good about it. Now I can go on to the detail portion. The detail portion is going to be like adding values to the shirt, the hand here, or not the hand, the watch. Looks like a watch. And then adding details over here. So this part right here, this needs more detail, and then this needs more detail. So those two parts, and then this part right here need a little bit more detail, and then this part right here, I gotta add, you know, silver and a little bit of gold. So those are the things that I have to do on those layers. So I'm gonna begin. So his glasses are like a rosy red. I hope that's what I see. Because then what I can do is I can lock these layers too, and then add detail to them as well. Because there's a little reflection in his glasses too. You want to make sure you add that in there. So I'm already, I think, at layer 11 or 10. And then with the same pencil tool, you can start messing around with the values. So just a little bit of red here, and a little bit of red there, a little bit of red here, and then the reflection. So another layer for the reflection. And for the reflection, I'm going to use this same brush tool that I did for the hair. But lower the intensity a little bit, and then the size, and then just yeah, I like it. It's fun to see stuff come out in 3D, or not 3D, but it looks like it's coming out of the painting. This is not a painting, but you know what I mean. And then I use a lighter color to kind of make the reflection pop out a little bit more. All the pretty trees, and then lighten it up to the extreme, complete luminance, and then I can blend it. I know, I was just teasing you. What's nice is that I can play around with this layer, so I can actually move this layer above it, and then it looks like it's underneath. So it's using the black from the glasses to, and then soften it up a little bit. And then what I can do even more to bring out more of that shade or the reflection is that I can go with this finer pencil, go up completely and do a couple of scratch marks. And then it kind of creates that illusion of reflection. So when you zoom out, it's really going to pop. Because this is 100% zoomed. When you print it, people are going to look at it at that angle. So, it's messing around with people's perception. Okay, so his glasses are gray. So I can kind of make an outline in a base gray and just outline the glasses. So his glasses aren't as thick as I drew them, but that's part of drawing. You do make mistakes, but I'm gonna leave that mistake in because I like mistakes. It reminds you of how you can go back and fix things. And the way I'm gonna fix this is that I'm gonna use it to my advantage. The fact that I made it bigger, so I'm actually going to. Oh man, that was bad. There we go. That's a lot smoother. Sometimes the pen jerks on its own more than the pressure that I'm giving it. And this is supposed to be like the highest pressure you can get on a drawing pencil. But I have to tell you, my drawing tablet is older, and I feel like it has a lot more precise strokes than this. So now, what I'm going to do is just slowly get darker with it. So I'm going to go to this gray, and just hit certain areas with it. Mistakes are fun though, helps to figure out better ways. No, that's exactly what I'm saying is, if you make a mistake and you made that mistake, then later when you go to draw it again, you won't ever make that mistake again. And that's why I say I like to leave my mistakes in. And it tends to be a fun story when, you have your piece up on the table at a convention and people ask like, hey, what happened here? And I was like, oh, I screwed up, but I left it in. And people like to see that you actually are okay with imperfection, because nobody's perfect. And I feel like art shouldn't be perfect. Art should just be someone's vision. That's why I've never liked the idea of perfect art. There's no such thing. Even Da Vinci art was never perfect. So he has a little bit more reflection than the other guys. So now what I can do is I can lock this layer. Whoa, made it disappear. And then use the blending tool, but I need the tiny one. So I'm going to get the tiny blender. This one right here. Stop. There we go. That was weird. Alright. So this tiny blender. Oh, that's big. What it does, it gets those little fine spots and smooths them out, but the intensity is way too high. So this one was made for more detailed So now it leaves a couple of open spots. And now I can even go in with a little bit more white now. Just scratch that area out. No, no such thing. Horses shop. Horses? Horses. I thought it says Hershey's or Horses. Nothing's popping. Just my wrist. Ontario, don't worry. Everyone at some point has screwed up my name. It's all good. I screwed up your name, so don't feel bad. I'm probably just hungry. I want Hershey's. Now I can kind of mess around with the reflection here. So I'm going to use the fan brush, and we're going to go a little darker. He actually has less reflection. No, no such thing. I am not a perfectionist. I'm going to use that same little blender and just blend this out. Smooth it out. Hershey's, Dove, and Russell Stover are the trinity of the chocolate world. Yeah, Reese's counts as Hershey's, so I'll give you that. Because Reese's are amazing. Alright, so now we got those details in there. Now the hardest part. I gotta add the Outsiders logo to their shirt. And there's 2 of them. So the trick to that is actually draw it out and then copy that layer. Oh man, this is gonna be rough. I'm waiting for another stream to start, so I figured I'd pop in for a few. Hey, no worries, hey. I appreciate it. I'm like on TV when you flip through channels waiting for your favorite show. You're like, oh, I'll just watch this until my favorite show starts. Kind of like Wheel of Fortune. All my favorite shows back then used to start at 8 o'clock. And Wheel of Fortune would be the one show before 8. So you just sit there and just watch Wheel of Fortune waiting for your favorite show to start. No! I thought it was pretty good with making that line. Oh, what happened? Stop doing that. Alright, that better work. There we go. Alright. You know, maybe I should just do NWO. Yeah, you know what? I'm gonna do NWO instead. That's more iconic than just Outsiders. Wheel of Fortune. Wheel of Fortune and Jeopardy, I don't think are ever gonna stop being on TV. You know what? I'll leave the logo for later, because I forgot one thing. I forgot the goatee on Scott Hall. And his hair still looks really, really funny. I gotta fix that. Alright, Hey yo. That was his line in wrestling. Hey yo. And then add a little scruff here on the bottom. And just a little bit here. Just make it look a little bit more realistic. Alright. Do the DDP diamond cutter. Woohoo! No frame drops. Love it. So far the stream has held on well. Alright, so now let's add a little detail to his hair. So I'm gonna go just a little bit of white. All the way. Just a little bit of white. Just a little. Ah, I see a mistake. You gotta fix that. I don't like leaving that behind. Just a little bit. There we go. Now I can go back to that. There we go. Random question. Where are you from, by the way? Brazil? No, I'm from Puerto Rico. I know the last name throws everybody off because it's not a very common Puerto Rican last name. It's very common Cuban and Central America. But in Puerto Rico, it's mostly Rivera and Lopez. Oh, thank you so much, horses. That means a lot. Always love to see new people in here. Well, I love seeing all my peoples, but new people is nice to see too. Alright, so now I'm going to go with a little bit of gray just to smooth that out. Kind of has that Superman look now. And then add a little bit of black here. I'm from Mitten State, aka Michigan. Oh, nice. You're not that far from me, actually. I am right by Niagara Falls, Western New York. So if I wanted to go to Michigan, I can either go through Windsor, cut through Canada, or just drive through Ohio. Now I'm fixing the hair here. Fixing the hair. So that's good. I can also add the values to the shirt. So that's what I'll do before I put the NWO logo on there. So it's like a softer red. So I'm gonna go with the airbrush. Just start airbrushing the shirt in. I can't see at all. Might have to go a little brighter. That's better. Let me clear that out first. Start fresh. Man, I keep finding mistakes every time I zoom in. I hate when I do that. Now I can blend that out. Go away, go away, go away, go away. Look natural. Look natural, people. There we go. Alright. I'll use the fan brush for this, because this is going to be really tedious to get all those little... I'm going to go with a gray. Bluish gray. For royalty-free music, this is, you can't beat this. Cause I like to jam out when I draw, and anytime I play like the music I enjoy, I get copyright striked. That is not gonna look right. Let's get rid of you. Do the airbrush. You know, that actually doesn't look bad. Because it is going to have the NWO logo over it. The way this looks with the strong outlines, it reminds me of the video game Borderlands. Yeah, because I'm a big fan of cel shading, and that's the kind of art style that's in Borderlands. So when I color, I use that technique called cel shading. That's probably why it looks familiar. This is not gonna look right. Foo-foo. Maybe if I just outline the shirts, it might be better. Just outline it. See, that actually looks better, the outline. I like this. I like this more. Because I'm not trying to copy the picture, I'm just using it as a reference, so. So it can be my interpretation. You like it? Oh, thank you. I'm glad you like it. Hey, Jesse. Thanks for coming on. I'm just drawing Kevin Nash and Scott Hall from WCW days. If you don't know who they are, they're just professional wrestlers. I'm sneaking my phone right now. What do you mean sneaking? Like you're not supposed to be on your phone? Uh-oh. I won't tell. I'm like the cool uncle. I won't rat you out. That's good. Those are the subscribers you know you're gonna keep, you know? Sometimes worrying too much about subscribers can make YouTube hard. If you don't worry about it as much, you have a little bit more fun. I was stuck at 100 subs for a while, and I really wasn't too worried about it. I'm having too much fun. As soon as I stop having fun, that's when I'll leave YouTube. Right now I'm having too much fun. I get excited about making new videos and doing live streams and editing and talking to people on social media. It's just a lot of fun. Alright, so these dudes are almost done. I still have to do a little bit of fixing on the hair here for Nash. So maybe just add a little bit of white. Blonde hair is some of the hardest hair to do, because there's like no one's ever completely blonde. They have different colors in the hair. If you guys want to see the reference photo, I'll show you. Yeah, as long as you're doing what you're doing and you enjoy it. So this is the reference photo. That's a big, wow. Hopefully that takes you to it, if you want to see the reference I'm using. So this is more golden brown now for these locks. Just let me know if it actually takes you to the actual image. I probably look like a crazy nut right now. Sometimes you gotta have fun when you draw. Oh man, that sucks. I'm sorry. At least you know what he looks like. There might be newer photos of him though, so he looks a little different now. This is, I think this picture is from 2000, maybe just 2000 actually, or 1998. I'm gonna touch this up with the blender. I'm gonna blend me some hair here. So this blender is a lot more intense than the other one I was using. So if you notice, the hair is probably super blended now. No, I lost a little bit of that white. Excuse me. I need a little water. I'll just switch to the webcam for a second. Hopefully you can see me okay. Whoa. Whoa. What's going on? No. Nope. That's what I get for messing with it. You gotta take frequent breaks. But in the meantime, I can show you a cool book I picked up in Washington. It's called Posters of World War I. And I really enjoyed it. I'm enjoying it. I'm about, this is where I'm at right now. I'm a big World War I. Yeah, it's like you can hear it crack. It's bad, but just taking frequent breaks. But I'm a big fan of World War I. I love history, but this book has all the propaganda posters from World War I, and I thought it'd be kind of cool to feature it on a future episode about, you know, propaganda art. You know, I don't like to talk politics, but I love history, and this is all stuff from history. You can't discount this stuff, you know. I have some cool stuff too that I got sent, art and stuff. Where'd it go? Oh, it's all upstairs. But I also got this cool little tripod. Oh, you like history too? I got this cool tripod, so when I take my thumbnail pictures, I'm not so close up, because I don't know if you notice in my thumbnails, like I'm like super close in the thumbnail. What's up? But now this, I can have it at a decent distance, and then I can do more things. But yeah, this is a cool find. This is from my actual, professional tripod. So you put your phone on it. But then this, you can just screw it on there, and now I can't stream on my phone because YouTube took that feature away for people under 1,000 subscribers. So that's kind of a bummer, but I'm digging this. And yeah, so I'll get back to drawing. Just have to warm up the hands. Alright. Crack sound effect. Alright. 3, 2, 1, go. Alright. Alright, so now I gotta do the watch. So let's color that in. And I'm just gonna go with a yellow. What the? Oh, I'm over the line layer. Duh. So dumb. Underneath. And I knew that was gonna happen. Let's go there. Alright, now, there we go. Freaked me out for a second. Freaking out. Alright. So his watch is like a silver and gold. But I did a really light color there, because now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the airbrush, make it really small, and then grab like a darker orange here and give it that gold effect. Because there is a little bit of silver in it. More orange. Alright. Me no like. Me no likey. Now it looks fine. Once you add the silver, and then the trusty blender. Just touch that up. You can kind of go nuts with it because it's going to be tiny. You know, when someone's looking at this as a print, this is as far as they'll see it. They're not really going to zoom in that far. So just getting enough in there so you can tell what it is. And then I'll add the NWO logo later. So now that is done. Now we get to draw Eric Bischoff. So let me save it. Alright, so now I'm going to grab every one of these layers and just... Why is it not doing that? Because this is there? There we go. So just make them smaller and just get them out of the way for a second. And now I got a lot more space to sketch. So here on this layer I'm going to sketch. Oh, thank you. Maybe one day. I'm not too worried about it. I'd rather have one passionate viewer than 100 people who are not really paying attention. But I appreciate it. I just gotta pull up Eric Bischoff. That's a good picture. I think I'm going to use that one. Actually, that one won't get bigger. Can't find a good picture of Eric Bischoff. Thank you guys for being patient. I'm just looking for a good reference photo. You feel the same way? Oh man. Sierra, give me 1 second real quick. I'll be right back. Alright, I'm back. Okay. It's so cold down here. Alright. Alright, now I have to find that that picture. Let me make this a little smaller, just so I can see the chat a little bit better. There we go. I am not finding a good picture. I guess this one I'll have to do. I found a good one, but it's got a watermark over it, which, you know, I get. I'm not taking the image, I'm just using it as a reference. Oh, this one's a good one. But it's blurry. And it's a GIF, so it's moving. Can't use it. Alright. That's a good one. Alright. Need you a little bit bigger, buddy. Alright, that's good enough. Alright, we're good. Good reference photo here. Alright. I'm still figuring out if I'm going to put him in the bottom or if he's going to be up top. So I'll figure that out once it's sketched out. See, Sierra, I start off with a stick. Yeah, I normally sketch out the whole body, but I wanted to make sure the head was going to be in a good spot. And what you could always do with the layers is you can kind of move them around, so if it's not the rotation you wanted in, you can kind of rotate it a little bit. So he's wearing a leather jacket in this picture. This one I should be able to link. It's legal action. So you can see what the drawing. Wonder what this is gonna be. Well, you will see it come alive. No, it shouldn't be Matt Hardy. It should be Eric Bischoff. It took you to Matt Hardy? No, Eric Bischoff is was threatening to sue Matt Hardy, but the picture there is actually Eric Bischoff. His name is Eric Bischoff. I wish I could draw Matt Hardy. I draw Matt Hardy and Jeff Hardy all the time. This is my Matt Hardy sketch right here. Maybe I have to zoom out a little bit there. But that's Matt Hardy I drew for my wife. She's a big Matt Hardy fan. Oh no, someone thought that I was drawing Matt Hardy, but it's Eric Bischoff.
So you're gonna draw Matt Hardy?
No, he's not gonna be at the show. Yeah, my wife heard Matt Hardy. She came running down. Or were you already down here?
Oh. So you're drawing another one?
I'll draw another one. I'm just drawing Eric Bischoff right now.
Make sure you put gems.
It wouldn't make sense to put Matt Hardy in this drawing. Oh, you mean the Matt? Oh, it's for you. Yeah. Okay. All right, honey. This is gonna look a little bit off, but because I have to look at his head like that. This guy's definitely going in the back. This is one blurry picture too, so. He's got like lobster hands in this picture. At least what I can see. The other image is so much more clear. I think I got the gist down. Now I can go over and really touch it up. Now I get the finer details in there. Oh, don't be jealous. I can't sing like you. No way. wish I had a closer picture of his eyes. I'm not getting his eyes too well here. Why can't he be wearing sunglasses too? Ah, you can tell my hands is like starting to fade. I think I'm gonna call it there. Save it. So, what's coming up on the channel is I'm going to be. Hey, Kelly, thanks for coming on. I'm actually going to be ending the stream in a couple minutes here. The next few weeks, I'm going to be doing a lot of speed drawing videos, just because in between these commissions, it gives me a chance to do the speed drawings. So I won't be doing as much of the commentary videos, but then I hope to do more of the artist showcase. I have a friend of mine, Craig Holland, who I'm doing a specific video on. He does some indie comic books. Have her to massage your hand for every break. Oh, thank you, Kelly. I appreciate that. You rock. No, she does enough for me. Right here in my neck is where it's really bad. You can't probably hear it because of the music, but and let me pause the music real quick. But if it gets really quiet, you can hear my neck crack every time I move it. Probably heard that one. And being in this position, really takes a toll over here. I've had surgery on my lower back, so it puts a lot of stress here. And that's part of the reason why I can't really do a lot of upper body exercises anymore, because it just hurts so bad. But yeah, the plan is artist showcase. Then I'm going to be doing the... I just brain farted because I saw my daughter. Hi, honey. And I hope you get to 1,000 subs. Oh, thank you so much. Almost there. I'm about 107 away, or 106 now with your.
How many subscribers are you at?
895.
895.
So 105.
No. Wait.
105. Yeah.
Hey.
Smart Alec.
Hey.
So then I'm gonna do the artist showcase. Then I have one on my friend Craig Holland. Then I'm gonna do the art of World War I, and then the art of video games. So I'm gonna be going through my favorite video games and just showing off the cover art. One of them being Assassin's Creed, even though it's not necessarily art, it's 3D rendered. But these games have some of my favorite art in it. I don't know why this is rattling around. Anyways, I'm going to be doing videos on the art of video games. And for that, I've been cutting up footage from video games. So that might take the longest one to get out. And then when I hit 1,000 subscribers, I'm going to do a short 5-minute Midnight Eye preview with voice acting. If my daughter wants to help,
Yeah.
she's going to be doing the voices of the kids and some of the girl characters.
Shouldn't Belle do the kid ones? Because my voice is a little deep.
You can drop your voice a bit.
No, I can't.
Do you want to come on camera, or
No,
are you in your PJs?
I kind of can't.
Oh, you're in PJs. Okay. Yeah. Oh, thank you, Kelly. So that's what I'm really psyched about, and putting the episodes together is going to be tough because I have the commissions and then the other videos. But it's going to be a lot of fun because everyone's been asking about Midnight Eye, but I had to put it on the back burner because I started working at AT&T. Now I don't work there anymore, so now I have a little bit more free time. And so Midnight Eye is going to premiere with that 5-minute preview. And then once I hit 15 patrons on Patreon, then that's when I'll release a monthly episode, a full-length episode. And it's going to be a little different because it's not going to be animated. It's actually going to be still frame comic panels with voiceover. So instead of the word bubbles that you see in comics, I don't...
Dad, I have an idea.
Hold on, honey.
No, I know how to make it animated.
Well,
No,
so like in Dragon Ball Z here, you see the panels here. Oh, and can you tell the person in the back I like their voice? They like your voice.
Cool.
You're gonna be the new Otero Studios voiceover?
Maybe, if Mom doesn't kill me for being down here right now.
Okay.
Because I do have a reason.
So, you see how the panels here, Sierra, everybody loves Dragon Ball.
Oh, hold on, I'll
except my daughter, she hates it.
Well, it's okay, it's just pretty stupid.
It's not stupid.
Yes, it is. It's a bunch of random people with stupid superpowers fighting over stupid things.
You just described every comic book ever made.
Except for wrestling. I'll be right back.
So, you see how the panels here have word bubbles? So the video is going to actually be these panels cut up into sections. And then for every panel, I'm either going to do the voice or my daughter's going to do the voice. And, because I can change my voice. For bad guys, you know, I could talk like, I'm going to destroy you. And then, you know, for goofy characters, I can kind of talk like Kermit the Frog. Hey, Miss Piggy, how you doing today? So I mess around with my voice a lot, so making this is going to be a lot of fun. Not Dragon Ball, but doing the Midnight Eye episode. Oh, man. Now I can't get this back in. I have too many books. I mean, there's no such thing as too many books, but you get the gist of it. That'd be really cool, actually, Sierra says. Yeah, and I'm hoping that it'll catch on, because you don't really see a lot. You see a lot of animation on YouTube, but you really don't see comics come to life. And then that way it gets people into comic books. And that's one of the biggest goals for me, is to get kids and adults and everybody back into comics. Because we wouldn't have this string of really good movies right now if it wasn't for comic books. What's up?
Can I borrow your phone?
Why?
I need to look up a bunch of random words that look like they're in Yiddish.
In Yiddish?
Yes, it's the Jewish language apparently.
Yeah, bring it back.
No, I mean, like, I'm gonna sit down here because...
No, because I have to lock everything up.
Okay, how long have you been live streaming for?
Almost 2.5 hours.
Oh, wow.
Kelly, gotcha. That's awesome. But I want to thank everybody for coming on. Sierra, the chosen one. Kelly, gotcha plays. Let's see who else. Jesse Shallert. There's a couple people I missed. Horses Shop, thank you so much for sending some people over. Jakin Bacon, Dorito and the Lucha Cabre, and I think Ray was in here. Yeah, Ray was in here too. I totally enjoyed the art. Thanks so much for the stream.
Gotcha.
Catch you later, friend. You too. Thank you so much.
Dad, it's gotcha.
Yeah? So, do you play Gacha Life too, Kelly? Because my daughter loves Gacha Life.
No, it's Gacha Life, Gacha Verse, Gacha Studio, and a bunch of other Gacha apps.
Anyways, thanks so much everybody for watching, and you know, don't forget to like, share, subscribe, do everything. Tickle the like button, you know, just all that fun stuff.
Dude. Kidding.
And don't forget to keep it over 9,000. Take care and enjoy the stream. If you didn't catch the whole thing, you can go back and watch it. It should be up in about 30-40 minutes. Alright, Kelly, thank you so much. Sierra and Jake and all you guys. It means a lot that you spent last 2 hours with me. Take care.